Welcome to In the Know News, where we dive deep into the stories shaping our world and your wallet. Today's story is a striking portrait of a nation caught in the middle of a global trade storm, with millions of everyday Americans like Rena and Phillip Dampier feeling the squeeze. In homes across the United States, the ripple effects of escalating tariffs and policy shifts are disrupting daily routines, straining budgets, and leaving some with nowhere else to turn. For shoppers who rely on Chinese e-commerce giants Temu and Shein, the sudden spike in prices is not just inconvenient, it's potentially devastating. Rena, a 64-year-old retired registered nurse living in Virginia, exemplifies the modern budget-conscious American consumer. Her shopping habits include multiple Temu orders at any given time, as many as 10 to 12. From clothing and craft supplies to rugs and furniture, Temu has been her one-stop shop. With an entire room dedicated to yarn and 53 packages of a particular favorite already delivered, her loyalty isn't just convenience-based, it's a matter of financial survival. Everything here has come in from overseas anyway, so you're just cutting out the middleman, like the Walmarts, the Amazons, she said, echoing a sentiment that's become increasingly common among budget shoppers. Temu and Shein's appeal is no mystery. Their prices are often astonishingly low, attracting millions of American customers who simply can't stretch their income far enough at domestic retailers. According to a recent congressional report, Chinese exports of low-value packages to the U.S. exploded from $5.3 billion in 2018 to a staggering $66 billion in 2023. That surge is now colliding with the economic reality of President Donald Trump's intensified trade policies. In recent months, the administration has implemented a steep 145% tariff on Chinese imports and a 10% minimum tax on imports from all other nations. Compounding the issue, the de minimis rule, which allowed goods under $800 to enter the U.S. duty-free, is set to expire on May 2nd. The immediate consequence, prices on Temu and Shein have already risen. Lawn chairs, swimsuits, even simple storage furniture have jumped in cost. A cabinet Scott once bought for $56 now sells for over $80. It's not sustainable, she said. Like many low-income Americans, Scott is frugal out of necessity, living on a limited disability income. She avoids fast food entirely and keeps her thermostat at 85 degrees just to afford her electricity bill. Shopping on these platforms was one of the few areas where she felt some control, and now even that's slipping away. Lower-income Americans will bear the brunt of this shift. A study by economists from UCLA and Yale found that nearly half of all de minimis shipments are delivered to the poorest zip codes in the country. Meanwhile, the wealthiest areas receive less than half as many. And according to a Trade Partnership Worldwide analysis of Bureau of Labor Statistics data, the lowest-income households spent more than 3 times their income share on apparel than their wealthier counterparts in 2021. For these families, affordable online platforms weren't just a preference, they were essential. Phillip Dampier, a 57-year-old consumer rights advocate in Rochester, New York, sees what's coming and is acting fast. For the past 2 weeks, he's been stockpiling household goods, everything from blankets and heaters to kitchen tools, anticipating future shortages and price spikes. He compares it to prepping for a second pandemic. Once loyal to Amazon, he's now turned to Temu, Shein, AliExpress, and even the lesser-known Taobao. In his view, Amazon's rising prices and faltering customer service have driven consumers away. But even Amazon is under pressure. When the company floated the idea of showing tariff-added prices on their website, President Trump personally intervened, prompting Amazon to quickly backtrack, a move the president later called a good call. Still, these e-commerce platforms are not without criticism. Shein, Temu, and AliExpress have been scrutinized for poor product safety standards, questionable labor practices, and environmental concerns. Critics argue that the platforms promote a wasteful, disposable shopping culture, fueled by gamified apps and endless discounts. But shoppers like Scott push back. Even if I go to my local Walmart, that product was still manufactured overseas, in a country where they pay horrible wages, maybe use child labor, she said. And if she does manage to find something made in America, it's wicked expensive. Dampier also rejects the narrative that overconsumption is unique to Chinese retailers. People overshop at American stores like TJ Maxx and Ross too, he said. It's kind of biased to just claim that that's an issue with Temu and Shein, just because the prices are a little lower. Despite these criticisms, the Trump administration remains committed to its aggressive tariff strategy, arguing it's necessary to protect American jobs and manufacturing. But for everyday consumers like Scott and Dampier, the burden is already heavy and getting heavier. As prices climb and options shrink, they're left wondering whether the policy's intended benefits will ever reach them. The entire idea of tariffs is idiotic, in my opinion, Dampier concluded. The Trump administration is trying to bully everybody, and it's wrong, and the tariff policy is wrong. His words may echo a growing sentiment across working-class America, that in this trade war, the real casualties are not corporations or countries, but the people trying to afford their next load of laundry detergent. Thanks for watching In the Know News, where we break down the big issues that impact your life and your wallet. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it opened your eyes to the unseen costs of global trade policy. Until next time, stay informed, stay sharp, and stay in the know.